Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Looks like my sound is working. Okay. It's going to be a video about archer skill sets. Okay, first we have the DPS or PvP spec. You want your 2 passives on top, 2 passives on bottom, and these skills you want maxed out. Then you want deep freeze for hitting the back row at higher levels, and if you ever get to like 70 or 80, you want Delphic Death Star, but that's a million years away. Okay, now for dungeon specs. Here's the thing. My group, we've been playing Wartune for a long time, so we knew what to do and what to plan for. So we made the 40 gear so that we would be able to do God Nightmare without having to depend on high level people or any bull crap like that. When you get to the bosses, you need to be able to debuff them, and you need to be able to have rage to do this stuff, which is why we had the 40 sets. And we were doing this stuff before we ever got to the BR that we are not. I just hit 50k BR. My BR when we started doing God Nightmare was like 38k, 39k. But here's the thing. With the synth set, you get 10 extra rage, and if you crit on a single shot, you get like 20-25 rage. I forget what exactly it is. With the PvP spec, you don't get that. With the PvP spec, unless you have other people with you, higher level people, you're just fucked. With most of the bosses, you'll always need deep freeze and scatter shot. Like Moonevil Dungeon, last boss, you need deep freeze and scatter shot. And if you're trying to do it in nightmare mode and you have PvP gear on, you're fucked, because that boss applies a buff. M attack and P attack increase every time that boss attacks. So not only do you need to keep them frozen, but you also need to debuff. And if you don't have the rage, you can't do that. So very important, get the PvE set. PvE being synthesized set, 40, 50, 60, whatever. Incendiary shot is a great tool. It's one of the things that allowed us to do God Nightmare when we started doing it. We were very gimpy, and we're still kind of gimpy, but it reduces the damage that on the second boss in God Nightmare. All those bullies are attacking you. What I did, I'd start out with incendiary shot. We call it sploosh because of the way it looks, but I start out with that, and it reduces the damage that all of them bullies do to you. Then we get our sylphs up and AoE them all to death, and then use deep freeze and all those good skills. When you get up to the higher level dungeons, the first 2 bosses in Likes or Lich's Nightmare, you need scatter shot and deep freeze and incendiary shot. The last boss, you need deep freeze, incendiary shot, and armor piercer. If you have 2 archers, you can take a Delphic with that or whatever, but that's what you need. Yeah, you want to make sure you have your passives maxed out. You want your bloodthirsty. A lot of us don't have healing runes, so you need your bloodthirsty. And the mages aren't always able to heal you, so you need bloodthirsty, and you need the talent that goes with it. You want all of these maxed except for scattershot. You don't need maxed, and I don't have it maxed. I only have it at 2. All the rest of these I have maxed. And then single shot I have 2 out of 5 because the only reason I'm using it is to build crit. You know, I will get it further up there. I will cap it eventually, but for right now it's only at 1 because that's all I need it at. You know, deep freeze is more important. Incendiary shot was more important. When you go to spire, deep freeze does not work at all. Not at all. So you can take that completely off the list. You can take these skills right here. When you're able to beat the number 9 boss, you will need scattershot. So this is a great setup for spire. You have your sylphs to do AoE damage to the mobs, and once you're kind of high, not even that high, like 60-70 KBR, those mobs just don't do that much to you. But yeah, this is very good setup for spire. And if you have 2 archers, again, you can have one of the archers take like a Delphic. Incendiary shot is great to use to kill the 3rd through 5th bosses so they don't apply a buff, because they always apply a buff from the beginning of the last bar of HP to the until they're dead. You know, if you give them a chance to attack in that span of time, they will apply a buff to you that increases the amount of damage that you take. My little gimpy group, we're almost beating level 8 right now, but we're getting there. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, just let me know and I'll try to answer them. Thanks. Bye.